In the heart of Ajonu, a quiet village surrounded by green hills and whispering streams, lived a young man named Kenechi. Life in Ajonu was simple but harsh. There were no factories, no big markets, just endless farmlands and dusty paths that wound through rows of cassava and yam. Kenechi was barely 20, yet his shoulders bore the weight of a man twice his age. His father had died when he was 12, leaving him and his mother alone in a world where survival depended on strong
Hands and endless patience. From sunrise to sunset, Kenechi worked the land, not just his family's small plot, but the farms of wealthier villagers. Every morning, before the first rooster crowed, Kenechi would wake to the smell of damp earth and the sound of crickets fading into silence. He tied his worn-out sandals, grabbed his cutlass, and stepped into the cool morning mist. Sometimes he worked under the scorching sun, clearing bushes or planting seeds for people who could pay him a few coins. Other times he fetched water from the stream, balancing heavy clay pots on his shoulders for old women who could not make the long
But
walk.
that wasn't all. To keep food on the table, Kenichi and his mother sold whatever they could harvest, yams, maize, vegetables, at the small market by the roadside. His mother would sit behind their wooden tray, smiling at customers, while Kenichi ran errands or haggled prices. Together they survived, barely. Yet Kenichi dreamed of more. Whenever he carried water from the stream, he would stop halfway, resting under the big Iroko tree, and gaze toward the horizon where the hills met the sky. He wondered what lay beyond the farms, beyond the cracked earth, beyond the endless cycle of planting and harvesting. One day, something happened that would change everything. It was during the dry season when the soil cracked like broken clay pots and the stream shrank to a trickle. Work was scarce, and hunger clawed at the village. Kenichi had just returned from a long day of carrying firewood for a family in the next hamlet when he overheard a group of travelers talking under the Iroko tree. They spoke of a distant city, a place where lights burned brighter than stars, where machines worked instead of men, and where a man's sweat could earn him more than a handful of yams. That night, lying on his raffia mat, Kenichi couldn't sleep. The words of the travelers echoed in his mind. In the city, life is different. He thought of his mother, her bent back, her cracked hands, her tired smile. He thought of the fields that had taken his childhood. Then he made a decision. He would leave the village. But leaving wasn't easy. He had no money, no friends in the city, only a burning desire for something greater. So he worked harder, clearing more farms, carrying more water, selling more vegetables. Every coin he earned, he hid inside a small clay pot under his bed. Weeks turned into months. Then one dawn, with a small bag slung across his shoulder and tears stinging his eyes, Kenichi walked to the edge of Ajonu and looked back one last time. His mother stood in the doorway, waving, her lips moving in silent prayers. Kenichi turned and began the long journey toward the unknown. And that was how the boy from Ajonu became a man, chasing dreams beyond the hills.